What's up, everybody? Kinetic here, and welcome back to Archeage. I am continuing to make guides, it seems. I've been asked by Trion to do some videos, so these are sponsored, but basically I'm free to continue to do whatever I want, it feels like, so I think I'd like to talk about fishing, actually. Fishing isn't for everybody, certainly, but it is one of the different activities, of course, that you can do in Archeage for fun or for profit, whatever you want. Fishing in a lot of MMORPGs, it seems, actually is something, if you have the patience for it, and maybe if you actually enjoy it for some strange reason, it can be really, really profitable. I remember the first time I got into to fishing in an MMO was actually in Final Fantasy 11, and I never thought I'd actually like fishing. And when the first iteration of it wasn't very interesting, but then it actually like improved and got better. And since then, I've noticed like more and more MMOs like made fishing more interactive instead of just like casting a line and then waiting to catch a fish. Like, there's been a lot more interaction with what you have to do to actually get the fish in your hands, and then, you know, what you can do with that afterwards. And in Archeage, they might have gone overboard with it. I noticed earlier when I was trying to catch fish, like, because I just really started doing it today, that damn, there's a lot of work that goes into catching these fish. But I understand the basics of it, and that's what I'm here to talk about today, and also to give some tips, I think, on, based on what information I've gathered, how best to quickly level it up. Because as you may know, with your kind of activities like these professions, right, like fishing and with mining and stuff like that, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more proficient you come with that profession, then you get to use better tools, you get to use higher recipes and stuff like that. And if you're dedicated to fishing, then you'll go from what you'll see here, kind of like just basic farming in basic fishing. We're going to go to 2 crowns, and just above here to God Shield. We'll go from graduating from that to, in, you know, sometime in the future, you'll have your own fishing boat, you'll be out on the open seas, and that's when it'll probably get even more interesting and even more profitable for sure. But this is just the basics of how to get started. What you will need is, surprise, you'll need a fishing rod. This is a basic bamboo fishing rod, which is good for beginners, right? And we will be using this and some type of bait. Now, there are actually 2 different types of fishing activities. There's basic activity and there's sport fishing. Now, basic fishing, you will need, for example, maybe worms, but worms you will need to acquire in some way, for example, maybe from the auction house. And if you're purchasing them, then that's going to be expensive. If you're not selling them, that's also kind of expensive in its own way too. We're actually going to ignore that because what we want to focus on, I think, is building up our proficiency in fishing, right? So we're going to start with the basic bamboo fishing rod, and we're going to purchase the yellow lures, which, as it says here by the description, are good for bamboo or steel fishing rods. Now, the rod itself, you will more than likely want to just get, because it's convenient, from the auction house. The lures you will get from these Blue Salt Brotherhood NPCs. You can find them on both sides, both east and west, of course, and they sell lots of different stuff here for your vocation points. So, for example, here's the yellow lures, and they only cost 20 vocation points each. Really easy. Something you probably also want to make sure that you pick up are a few stacks of chum. Now, what does chum do? Well, it basically stirs up a feeding frenzy by the fish. You throw it out there, it makes the fish go wild, and it makes it easier to basically hook and begin catching fish. So grab a couple of these. They are certainly more expensive than the yellow lures, but they actually last for quite a while. I'll go ahead and, yeah, why not? I'll buy 3. That's fine. I've got plenty of points. So now we've got our fishing rod. We need to go ahead and equip it. It will replace the weapons in our weapon slot, so keep that in mind. And there's our fishing rod, and so we've got 100 lures, we've got some chum, we've got our fishing rod. Now let's head over to 2 crowns. We want to go to, let's see, want to travel over to Esna. We'll go to Esna, and then we'll head north from there and go over to the lake and begin fishing. Alright, so here we are. We're getting really close to the lake, and we're going to do some sport fishing. Now, the reason why we're going to be sport fishing is because it will enable us to actually level up really quickly and very cheaply by sport fishing. Because like I said, the basic fishing requires the worms, for example, which is kind of expensive, especially if you're poor. The lures and the bamboo rod, though, very cheap and easy to get started. If you happen to catch a fish, by the way, and we'll talk about more on what it's going to take to catch fish, then what you'll do is it will actually be equipped on you as if it is a trade pack. You can only therefore really have one at a time, and then you want to bring it over here to the fish stand to turn it in. Now, the way that fishing works from Archeage is the... Alright, so there is the sign that we're looking for right over there. See those birds flying around? That is where the fish are located. That's the hint, right? So in order to get out there, you can use basically whatever boat. It could be your rowboat, it could be your clipper boat. I'm just gonna pull out my rowboat because why not? There we go. So jumped in our rowboat. Of course, this is the boat that basically comes to you for free as you level up in the game very early on. And so there's no excuses to not have a boat to go out fishing with. So what we'll do is we will just simply row out here. School of Fish area, they could see it gave us a highlight. Okay, so there we go. Now, what we'll need to do next, I think that's good. We'll stop here. Aha! You can actually see the fish in the water. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so I'll disembark from here, and that basically just gives me a standing platform, so that way I'm not trying to swim and fish at the same time. Okay, so here we go. There's our chum, and basically just throw it anywhere in this this area where the fish and the birds can be found. There we go, through the chum in the water, and now you can see I have the sport fishing option here highlighted. So every time that I click on sport fishing, what it will do is it will basically consume one of my lures to be cast out there, much like bait, and then we will begin fishing. And it's quite interesting the way that this works. Is what you're doing is you're actually in a way you're sort of killing it by draining it of its life points, but it's I guess it's more appropriate to look at it as you're draining it of its stamina. You're trying to make it tired, like you would really do with real fishing, right? And in order to weaken it, to be able to pull it in. It's a strong fish, and the stronger the fish, the more stamina it's going to have, right? Well, the stamina is measured like in health points, and the bigger the fish, the more powerful it is, the harder it's going to be, because it's going to have more life points that you will have to basically drain out of it in order to be able to reel it in. Now, we may not even catch a fish. Notice down here there's the timer, basically, that whether I catch a fish or not, this is the time limit that I have for that. If I don't, I will still get sort of some credit, vocation points, and experience from it. If I catch a fish, then I'll immediately get the experience for that. And then there's the battle to go ahead and try and reel it in. And we'll see that hopefully here within this cast. And what you'll need to do is look carefully at the just underneath the health bar, just like you would have maybe an enemy highlighted. You'll see like buffs and debuffs under their health bar, right? Just like any other target. And every couple of seconds or something, there'll be a kind of buff or debuff, whichever it is, that you will need to match here with your fishing abilities. So for example, you may see, aha, we've caught ourselves a carp. So now we can see there's our carp, and there's the highlight. Okay, so buff, escape. So we hit the same picture basically. Notice that it's red, which means it's getting away, or we're losing the fight. And then we hit the red button, and then it turns green. Okay, so then that's basically how you go back and forth, by paying attention to these buffs, right, that the fish is going through, and then matching it or countering it with your fishing skill. And this happens very quickly. You can see that like it's one after another. Every couple of seconds, it's flashing red when it's in danger of getting away, and then it flashes green because you hit the right counter skill for the fish. Sometimes there's a delay like this, and then it resumes. Now, so here is the health pool, right, that we need to drain down. It's an 18k fish, which isn't that bad. It's if it was like in the 30,000s or something like that, then we would have issues. Okay, notice that right there. Look, and now we're hitting 235, 235, 235. Those two right here, the reel in and the big reel in, those are the ones that we are really looking for, because then you can see now we're taking huge chunks of its stamina out, of its health pool, right? Everything else is just kind of like maintenance while we're going through the fishing process to make sure that it's not getting away. We're really waiting for these two buffs to pop up so that way we can counter them. This one's kind of the lesser one. There's 60, 60, 60, 60, right? There's the big one. Oh yeah, there it is. It actually kind of lands on your boat sometimes too, which is hilarious. Did that count? Hang on a second. I'm not sure if I actually hit that right or not. I thought I clicked it, but it's all good. Now there's a time limit on this as well. If you don't pull it in within a certain amount of time, the fish will get away. But once again, it's not a total loss, because really, for now, we're really just in this for the experience and to level up in our proficiency with fishing. If we happen to catch a fish as well in the process, well then that's just that's a bonus, right? There's that slight delay, and then we're going left. What I usually do is I like to click these and I hover my mouse over this one by default, so that way I can click it as quickly as possible. I'm not worried about the other ones because, like I said, it's basically just maintenance while we are in the process of trying to catch the fish. So by hovering my mouse over in this area here, I can more quickly get on the two buffs that really matter. Like there. Got it. I got it very early too. And now we took a huge amount of the fish's stamina away by doing so. So if you are really paying attention, you can get down the fish's stamina pretty fast. And by pretty fast, I still mean it's gonna take a while. And this is what I mean, like maybe they went a little bit overboard with how much time it takes here to be able to pull these fish in. This is pretty crazy. But we're getting close now, actually. We're almost halfway done, which is pretty good. So I think that's probably the fastest that I've seen so far in my struggles to catch a fish. I still actually haven't caught a fish yet. Now, another thing that we could do to make this even faster, if our focus is just on leveling, and really it kind of is, right? Our focus is just to get the bite, and then we'll immediately get the experience. And then what you can do after that is that you can go ahead and just immediately recast, which will cancel catching the fish or hooking it to begin the battle, right? And then that just means you'll completely skip all of this fighting to try and catch the fish, and you'll immediately get back to just hooking another one. Do you know what I'm saying? So you hook, the experience that you get, right? That's gonna level you up is just in kind of the hooking of the fish, not the catching. So if we skip the catching part of trying to get the fish and we just focus on getting the hooking as quickly as possible again, then of course that means we're getting our experience even faster, right? But I thought just for fun, of course, right, and for good demonstration purposes, let's actually see, and because I still haven't caught a fish, let's go through the process here and see if we can get one of these bastards down to the bottom of their stamina and catch a fish and turn it in, because I think it would be fun. You might also notice, if you're really paying super close attention to the health bar, that they actually kind of very ever so gently will regain some of their life over time. But it's very, very small amounts, and you don't have to worry about you know, really, you know, losing as much as you're gaining, especially, like I said, as long as you're paying attention. Bam, right there. Here comes another huge chunk out of this carp. That was awesome. And that is basically fishing 101 right there for you. It doesn't take much to get started, but of course, with any kind of profession, right, in MMOs, it's going to take time and dedication to get it leveled up, unless you're power leveling it in some way, right? But it's totally worth it. Even with the nerfs that I've heard about to fishing since Archeage came out in the West, it's still one of, if not the most profitable that you can get into. Here comes another huge chunk. If we can get like that to happen 3 more times, then we'll be in good shape, definitely. I think that might just be enough. Just got to keep on working it. Got to keep on working this fish. Come on. Daddy wants fish sticks tonight. Not for me, for Kanye. My roommate Kanye, he loves fish sticks. All right. But yeah, so all right. Next up, pulling left. There's some other buffs here that I haven't really had a chance to read. There goes one. We needed that. That took a while, it seemed. Okay, cool. There's another reel in there, back to back. That was good. Oh, no way! And another one. Excellent. This actually seems to feel like it's mostly luck based. The way that these buffs roll out. The last fish that I tried to catch was just a huge pain in the ass, and I think it was a carp too. Actually, it wasn't even a different fish. But my luck was terrible. It felt like trying to catch him, trying to get the right buffs for me to counter. Oh, there's another big one. The jump and then the big reel in. Oh yeah, we're getting real close. I'll be shocked if we lose this fish. Come on, come on, come on. Work with me, carp. Come on over here. Come on, come on, come on. A little bit more maintenance, giving some slack. You can actually move this too. If you shift click the bar, the health bar, we could actually move it into a different spot for maybe, you know, a better visual position. Doesn't really matter too much to me though. All right, come on. Oh, that's got to be. What the? Oh, did we do it? Oh, we did it! Holy crap! I finally caught a fish. I don't believe it. Carp fry pack. Take it. There we go. Awesome. So that's really awesome. I managed to catch my very first fish on the first. Get in the boat. There we go. In the first hooking while recording this video. That's great. Okay, so let's sail over to the fish stand. I don't think we really have to worry too much about the feeding frenzy right now. I mean, we've got more chum for that anyway, so it doesn't matter too much to me. Man, look at the size of that thing, man. That thing is huge. That is absolutely massive. Alright, so there we are. Coming up on shore. Disembark. Alright. That was amazing. I can't believe I got it on the first try coming back here. So now we turned it in and we get 1 gold, 71 silver, 49 copper for our efforts. That's okay. Obviously, as you're able to catch bigger fish, and as you're able to do it faster, more than likely, with proficiency and, you know, just getting better at fishing overall, right? Then we'll start racking in the money pretty quickly, I would imagine. In the beginning, and again, that's why we're kind of avoiding the basic fishing. The amount of time that it would take and the bait and everything like that, we would be losing money trying to do basic fishing compared to the sport fishing. And the whole point of the sport fishing, at least for now, like I said, isn't actually to catch the fish. So let's go ahead and we'll drop ourselves another line out there. There goes another lure, right? And now we just wait for a hook, and this time, hopefully it doesn't take this entire life bar, or time bar I should say, to actually hook the fish. As soon as that happens, then we'll immediately hit the T, for me anyway, or just click this and it will cancel catching the fish like I said, and then we'll immediately go back into casting another line, and we'll get the experience, right, the proficiency, which is what we're actually aiming for here. And that's basically it. That's what I had to share with you guys today about fishing, how to get started. Again, just to reiterate, you'll want to get yourself a bamboo fishing rod, which is very easily purchasable from the auction house. I think I bought mine for only 9 gold, super cheap. Then just go to the NPC, the blue salt NPC on your continent, right? For that deals in vocation badge items. Get yourself some lures. They're very, very cheap. The yellow lures were only like 20, right, or something like that. Buy a big stack of those, and then just roll out to 2 crowns up here to the lake just above God Shield. And also, of course, don't forget to at least get like 1 or 2 chums from the vocation NPC. Throw that out here, start casting away, and if you want to go through the fishing process or the catching process in order to bring the fish in just for fun, go ahead. But our aim, like I said, really is just to cast our line, get the hook, cancel it out. We've got our XP, roll out the next lure and get more XP, and rinse and repeat. And that's gonna get us progressing even faster in our proficiency with fishing. And then, like I said, if you really dedicate yourself to fishing, if you want, you can get a badass fishing boat. Oh man, I tell you, I was really looking forward when I first started playing Archeage. When it first came out, I was thinking I wanted to do fishing, because for whatever reason I have this weird addiction to MMORPG fishing sometimes, and I just thought, oh man, I'm loving the whole thing with boats and the exploration. How cool would it be to get a sweet fishing boat, maybe some fishing buddies, you know, and go out into the middle of the ocean and just catch like amazing fish and, you know, get amazing profit out of it. That was kind of the dream. And who knows, maybe I might get addicted to this again. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling the addiction creeping into me here, wanting to keep doing this. But I'm gonna end it now for this video. Again, this was a sponsored video that they asked me to do for Archeage, but I'm free to say pretty much whatever I want and to talk about whatever. And so I've decided to talk about more activities that you can do for fun and for profit here in Archeage. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these videos here on the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.